Hey, Patriots! Today's lessons are going to be about comparing and ordering decimals. One of the important things you need to remember when comparing and ordering is to line up the decimals. Yes, that means taking those extra steps to rewrite those numbers to where they're up and down and line up your decimals. Let's see what that looks like.
So I'm going to start out by writing three different decimals up top here. And these are the ones we're going to put them in an order, and I'll tell you that order in a second. All right, so we have 3 and 2/10, 3 and 22 hundredths, and 3 and 2 hundredths. My little 3 is missing. There we go. And we're going to say that we have to put them in order from least to greatest. Okay, so the first step we're going to do, like I just said, is to rewrite the numbers. Currently, they're written horizontally. That means from left to right. I want to rewrite them to where they're vertical, like up and down. The key part when you're rewriting them is to line up these decimals. That's very important. You'll see why in a second. So I'm going to write them out. First, 3 and 2/10, so 3 and 2/10. Then we have 3 and 22 hundredths, so I have 3, 22 hundredths. And then I got 3 and 2 hundredths, so there's again the 3. Don't forget that 0 there, since it's there, it has to be here. And the 2 hundredths. Okay, the next step we're going to do is we have a space right here. And we can't have that space. You kind of got to fill it up. You want all these columns to be even in how many numbers they have. So since there's no number there, I'm going to put a 0. The reason you can easily put a 0 in is because 3.2 is the same thing as 3.20. It doesn't change the value. It just makes it easier when you're comparing. So don't forget that. Okay, we want to know the smallest number, the least number. First thing you're going to do is you're going to take your hand, and you can do this as well. Hold it up to the screen, and you want to cover all of these numbers right here with your hand. The only thing you should see is 3, 3, and a 3. Cover up all of these numbers and keep it there for a second. And while you're covering them up, I want you to ask yourself, out of those 3s, which one's smaller? Trick question, right? They're all the same. Since they're all the same, you're going to slide your hand over. Now you should only have the 0, 2, 2 covered up. That means you should see all of these right here, right now. That's what you should see. Then you're looking at this 2, 2, and the 0. Ask yourself again, which one's smaller? Well, the 0. That's your smaller number. That means this number here is smallest compared to all of them. So that 3 and 2 hundredths is going to be your first number because it is the least. Now we need to know which one's next. So your hand should still be covering up that 0 and 2. All you see is 2s. They're the same. So just like the 3s, you're going to move your hand over again. When you move your hand over, you uncovered it. You have a 0 and a 2. Ask yourself the same question. Which one's smaller? In this case, 0. That means this number is your next smallest number. 3 and then the 2/10. Now, I know we added a 0 here, but the original problem did not have that 0. So I'm going to rewrite this number in, not this number in. Okay, add your comma, and we only have one number left, which is the last number, 3 and 22 hundredths. And that is these numbers in order from least to greatest. Now, if it was going the other direction, greatest to least, it's the same concept, but instead of asking yourself which one's smaller, you would ask yourself which one is larger. Other than that, thank you for watching, and see you tomorrow.